Hi, I'm Bart Hanson, the owner and operator of CrushLivePoker.com. The following hand comes from our call-in show that we record at 4:45 p.m. Pacific Time every Monday. If you want to call in your hand, check out the phone number in the description.
All right,
So,
so Villain's obviously a reg,
mhm,
and he's sitting there with his buddy, and they have pretty big stacks. I've been there for about 2 hours and I have a pretty loose image.
mhm.
It folds around to him, and he raises to 25. And I look with Ace Jack of Hearts. I decided to three bet him because he's been very aggressive, but kind of playing about 15-20% of hands. I three bet to 90.
Mhm.
He thinks about it for a bit, and then four bets to 90.
Four bets to how much?
290. And
Okay.
I was debating whether to call or five bet, but I didn't think really with this. I just were weird. I'm like, if I five bet and he shows, I'm gonna have to fold. So
What are the stack sizes?
1200 effective.
1200 effective, and you're in position, right?
I'm out of position. I'm small blind. He has a button.
Okay. So he raises 25 on the button here to 90 in the small blind. He him 290, and you decide to call.
I know that he has a bluffing range, a pretty strong bluffing, and he'll definitely do this in his bluffing range. I figured that, so I said, okay, I'm gonna call and kind of evaluate how it goes on the flop.
I mean, I don't. I mean, 200 more. We've talked about this. You are pretty deep. If you think that he's wide as a four bet, like he's four bet bluffing quite a lot, and you're comfortable continuing on boards that you miss, like when you flop like three to a straight, through to a flush. I think that it's fine. It's very dangerous if you don't play post flop well. And also, too, if a guy's four betting range is like super. This is one of the Brazilians, though, right? I remember you saying that. They were like one of the
Yeah,
Brazilian regs. So
yeah.
I would call against a guy that's capable of four bet bluffing. It's not necessarily suicide. But you have to understand that you got to continue on
Right,
some
and
boards.
that's one of the things is I've definitely been trying to work
Hmm.
on my post flop game, and I decided that if I hit any solid draw,
Yeah.
that I was going to try and shove it and get in my entire stack in.
I mean, you
Depend-
could. I mean, remember we talked about Conlon and I on the Top Section podcast a few weeks ago. Is that if he makes a small sizing on the flop, the value in your pre-flop holdings, and the reason why we tend to make these sometimes three bet bluffs and sometimes calls given pot odds, is the ability for you to continue on some boards even when you don't hit. So, if the board comes out like 9-4-3 with one heart and you check and he bets like 150, you can certainly call. You're looking for a 10 in there. That would probably be ideal. Like 10-5
Right.
deuce, one heart. You know what I mean? Something like that. You don't have to check jam, but you can certainly call.
Well, yeah, I would figure I would call if he made some type of small bet, and then reevaluate on the turn if the turn was good for my range.
Hmm.
Possibly just shove.
So what's the flop?
Flop is ace, jack, 10, two spades, the jack and 10 are spades.
Okay. Four bet pot.
I decide to check it.
Hmm.
I want to keep him in with his bluffing range, and he checks back.
Okay. So check, check.
Turn is a nine of spades.
Okay, so this is where when I saw you when you sent me this PM on Crush Live Poker, that I thought that this was a little bit where you went wrong. So it's a third spade out there, and now from what I remember, you decide to check again.
I decided to check again, thinking that if I didn't put spades in his range unless he had ace king of spades
Hmm.
or had some ace five spade blocker that he
Hmm.
was trying to four bet me with, and he got there. So I said, okay, well if he's got spades, I know I'm pretty dead, but I do want to keep him in with his bluffing range. So I decided to check it back to give him an opportunity to fire, letting him think I was on something like pocket queens or pocket kings or on a hand like that.
Yeah, I just think that like kings and queens for himself, and maybe even a weak ace, just checks this back one more time. You might get a bet, but again, this actually goes similar to an earlier caller from the show. Is that okay? So say he four bet you with ace five of diamonds. Okay, he checks back
Mm-hmm.
the flop. Now you check the turn. He bets super small to protect against spades. You call, and then it's just gonna go check check on the river. So that's why I don't mind just going bet bet here, because I feel like you're going to get two streets from ace X as a 4-bet bluff by going bet bet on a clean run out, then going check call check. That's my thinking.
Okay.
So you
Well, I
check.
check. He bets 215.
Yeah, see, this is what I'm talking about. So you check. He bets 215, and now you're in a spot where, like, if you check jam, it looks a little bit like an overplay. Tough for you to get called by worse here. And then what are you
Right.
going to do? You're going to call and now check the river? Is that what the plan is, basically?
Well, pretty much. I mean, with the spade hitting and that potential straight completing, although I don't put him on that, I know it put me in a bad spot. So I did call,
Yep.
and I said, the plan was to check call the river.
So what's the river?
I mean, river is a six of clubs, and I
Okay.
check, and he jams.
And he moves all in?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that you block pocket aces and you block pocket jacks, and the way that you played this hand, you sort of made it look like you might have like queens or kings or something like that. It's going to be very difficult for me to fold here. Um, Occasionally, you might run into like some sort of suited connected spade hand that checked back the flop as a delayed c bet that made it at the end. But I just what was the distribution of the flop suits? Do you remember?
Um, oh yeah, the flop was ten of spades, jack of spades, and then the window was the ace of, I want to say, diamonds.
Okay, so he could have ace x of spades.
Right.
So I mean
And
that's a hand, but I just as played, you played this hand to like feign weakness. Here, I
mhm.
just can't imagine folding now at the
No,
end.
I didn't fold him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ended up calling. I pretty much snap called him, and he insta mucks.
Okay. So
What
your
I told him
question is more of turn play and pre-flop?
was more the turn play.
Yeah. I mean, you probably would have won more than I would have won. Now, I don't know if this guy turned. I mean, what hand is he turning into a bluff here? Like, what does he have? Maybe he's just got absolutely nothing. And he was
You
going
know,
for a delayed c bet. I mean, it's possible. I just think that I probably would lean more towards betting the turn because if he thinks that you're going to get in ace king pre-flop, if he's like an aggressive four better, then when you bet the turn, you are pretty polarized in the sense that you're not really betting one pair all that much. And guys might go into like hero call mode down. You know what I mean? Hey guys, if you like what you've seen here, please click on the subscribe button and you'll get notified every time we put up a new video. And if you want to check out crushlivepoker.com for the first month free, use the code YTA100. Click on the link right there.